Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is a little program we do called the Farzy Show, and it's wonderful to have you along for the ride. Diana Rossini. I really like Diana Rossini, but she's been making a lot of problems for Philadelphia lately when it comes to the reporting on Jalen Hurts, not wanting to do different things. And now A.J. Brown's agent is out there at St. Elmo's or wherever the hell in Indianapolis being like, trade for my guy? Anyone in the NFL want to make a trade for A.J. Brown? I don't believe this makes anything imminent about an A.J. Brown trade, but if I'm going to say in one sentence that Howie Roseman needs to do his job and take calls on anybody, because you never know what that offer is going to be, it might blow you out of the water. You better take that call. Then I also have to say that if you're an agent representing a player that might not be happy in the situation he is currently in, then you better be kicking tires around the NFL to continue to make your client not only happy, but also wealthy. So when I look at the situation, I look at it as Jimmy Sexton is doing his job. People think that the NFL Combine is just about college players, former college players, running around the field there at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indiana. It is not. It is about veteran players that are not even there at the Combine, but their agents are. And why are the agents there? Because the GMs are there, and they want to work out new deals. I've talked to veteran players over the years that tell me they love the Combine. I got my 5-year deal at the Combine. I got my $25 million guaranteed at the Combine. It all happens at the Combine. It all goes down to the Combine. The wheels start to change or start to turn. The wheels of change start to turn. That's what I meant to say. I look at it as an agent doing his job. Do I wish he didn't do his job? Yes, I very much wish he didn't do his job. I do want A.J. Brown back playing for the Eagles in this upcoming season. This does, for me, though, go along the same lines as what I've been saying throughout the week, that A.J. Brown is going to get the nooks and crannies of the new offense the Eagles are going to run under Sean Mannion, the new style of offense they're going to run under Sean Mannion, and maybe even more involvement from Nick Sirianni. And he's going to look at it and go, this is going to be great or this is going to be terrible. In the event that this is going to be terrible, you'd bet your ass your agent better be out there kicking tires around the league, kicking trade tires around the league to see not only who would want you, but what they might be willing to give up to get you. Now, if we're talking about an A.J. Brown trade, we do have to reference the numbers. And just to be specific, I do have the numbers in front of me here when it comes to what you could do with A.J. Brown. If the Eagles are to trade A.J. Brown before the June 1st cap hit, or before June 1st deadline, his cap hit is $43.5 million. If he's released before June 1st, that number jumps up to $72.5 million. So, also have maintained this stance. He ain't getting moved before June 1st. This is going to be a while, which is why, hey, might as well get a head start. Might as well go to the Combine where the GMs are, where the teams are, and start kicking them trade tires if you're Jimmy Sexton. If he's traded after June 1st, the cap hit drops to 16.3. It goes from 43.5 to 16.3 in 2026 and 27.2 in 2027. That's the way that goes down. And if he's cut, just forget about it. That's not happening. So I don't even want to entertain that part of it. Agent's doing his job. Again, I don't look at this and go, oh, well, that's a wrap. The agent's talking to people. Just like a general manager, the agent is supposed to talk to people. The agent is supposed to gauge interest. I would look at it as Max Crosby that has all but said he wants out of, or has said that he wants out of Vegas. His agent also being out there as well. Same agent, as a matter of fact. Kicking tires around the league. Who's going to be interested when the new league year starts on March 11th? So I don't look at it and say that A.J. Brown is as good as gone. I understand why some people might jump to that conclusion, but it's the same conclusion I won't jump to if Howie Roseman is saying, I'll take calls on everybody. I'm not going to hang up on anybody. It's the same conclusion I draw when Nick Sirianni says, well, I can't guarantee A.J. Brown's back. As I said yesterday, I wasn't as concerned about I can't guarantee he's back as much as I was about I love AJ. AJ's great. When Nick Sirianni shifted from, AJ's can't guarantee if he's back to, I love AJ. Because that, you can't be wrong. Just professing your love for someone, you can't be wrong. That's a beautiful thing. Good for him. He's found love. But I don't find this to be the nail in the coffin of A.J. Brown's time in Philadelphia. I find this to be business as usual. Just like a GM should do his job, Jimmy Sexton should do his job. It's very simple. I wish that A.J. would be like, no, man, I'm good. But that's not the case. It's all going to come down to what the Sean Mannion offense, what the Sean Mannion era in Philadelphia is going to present to A.J. Brown. And as I've stated before, if I'm A.J. Brown and I hear about an offense where there's going to be more under center for Jalen Hurts, there's going to be more of a opportunity to put yourself in space. There's going to be more play action from under center, maybe giving you that extra beat to be open. I'm pretty intrigued. If I'm going to get shades of Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan and Clint Kubiak and Kevin O'Connell, and I'm going to get that not only from Sean Mannion, but maybe even more love from Nick Sirianni, then I'm going to be looking forward to what I could do in that offense. But if I look at that offense and say, well, yeah, but it's Jalen throwing the football and Jalen making the decisions, then A.J. Brown might not like that. He might love it, but he also might not like it. So it's all going to come down to when he actually gets the playbook in his hands, when he starts running around in practice, when he starts sitting in meetings and really understanding what this offense is going to be in the upcoming season. That's when I think he's going to make that call to his agent and be like, whoever you talk to, let's get that ball rolling. But it ain't going to be for a while. June 1st. By then, I think the snow will be melted, so that'll be a good thing. But yeah, that's how I take all the news that has come out from Diana Rossini going on the Scoop podcast, I believe it was, making the announcement, making the report that A.J. Brown's agent, Jimmy Sexton, is kicking the trade tires around the NFL. It's all going to come down to how sexy he thinks this offense is going to look. And something came out to support that little theory I had earlier in the week. And that is the NFL Players Association report cards. It's report card season. And your Philadelphia Eagles, they scored pretty high. The only F that they gave the Eagles, surprisingly, was on team travel. Interesting. But Nick Sirianni got an A from his players. Vic Fangio got an A+ from his players. The offensive coordinator position got a C+. A C+. Remember that little bless your heart speech I was talking about some time ago around the Super Bowl when A.J. Brown was on Micah Parsons and he was asked about, hey, what happened? That kind of thing. Everyone's getting that question. Hey, what happened last year? What happened to the Eagles? You guys like Super Bowl champions, unstoppable run attack? What happened? Oh, well, we were terrible. That's what happened. Okay, well, why? A.J. Brown went out there and said the thing about, Kevin Patullo came in here. He's a great guy and he's got a great heart. Yeah. That moment, it clicked for me. I went, AJ pats himself on the back. Let me say, AJ has patted himself on the back for being a good teammate. Where when he's at his locker, he says the right thing. I always say the right thing. I'm like, no, you don't. But all right, let's live in this world for a second. Now, that's not to say that he's as bad as some other people paint the picture. He's not as bad as some people want to make him out to be. But that little moment of being asked about what went wrong and him talking about Kevin Patullo's first year and only year as the Eagles offensive coordinator, that's the moment it clicked for me where I went, oh, that's what he's talking about how he says the right thing. And the right thing in his mind is to take blame as players. And how do players take blame? Players take blame by saying simply, it's execution. Even last year, before I put the pieces together, listening to A.J. Brown on the Micah Parsons podcast, I was thinking, is he just taking the hit here?
Like, I want a player to think it's him. I don't want a player to be like, well, we would be great if coaching wasn't dumb. You know what I mean? Nobody wants a player to say that. Take some accountability. Take some responsibility for yourself. Well, they did that throughout the year. Execution. But nobody drew the conclusion of, oh, he's just taking the hit for the coaching staff. Everybody took it as he's throwing Jalen under the bus. I didn't take it that way. I did think something was off because there's no way you could watch the game film as I do and go, this was all players. Oh, the players just didn't execute. No, constantly seeing guys wind up in the same spot. Constantly seeing Jalen run for his life. You want to talk about execution on the offensive line? You could definitely talk about execution on the offensive line. But seeing guys end up in the same spot, seeing the same routes run time and time again, same route concepts run time and time again, no expansion of the route tree, no expansion of even getting Saquon Barkley involved in games where it was very difficult to get him involved. Not throwing over the middle nearly as much as you should, not being under center as much as you should when you've had success with it. Coming out of the Vikings game with all the success you had under center. Also, max protect being run out there. Things are working, and then you get away from, hey, this is working really well. Let's stop doing it. That just makes zero sense to me. Going back and looking at it now and thinking about those quotes from A.J. Brown, yeah, he was. Here's something not a lot of people will give him credit for. A.J. Brown was actually doing the right thing. He was doing the best possible thing for the team in those moments, which was take it on the chin as opposed to look around and go, yeah, well, coaching's terrible, so I don't know what you want us to do about it. I mean, how many times? I like Devontae Smith. I don't want to see him at the end of every play, like right in front of me, be like, hey, buddy, how's it going? I haven't seen you since the last play we ran. That was exactly the same, you know? Anyway, let's go back to the huddle and do the next thing again. It's the same that we just did. Well, yeah. So I do find it interesting that in the report card, A.J. Brown and his Eagles teammates gave Kevin Patullo a C+. Now, by comparison, to get an F in offensive coordinating, F went to Chip Kelly, who got fired by the Raiders. Good old Chip. Always good for a little ha-ha at the moment. Also, the idea of, oh, man, Nick Sirianni. Players love him. And I know some people might look at this and say it's a negative. Oh, they're not going to be held accountable because everyone loves him. He's everybody's buddy. Nick Sirianni, he's not tough on these guys. He's pretty tough on AJ when he ran up the sideline to yell at him in the playoffs for either, well, he said he wasn't getting off the field. Okay, all right. I don't believe you, but whatever. And AJ still hasn't been asked about that, by the way. Hey, what happened, by the way, in the playoff game when Nick Sirianni came running up the sideline to you? Still, Michael Parsons didn't ask him about it. Gronk and Edelman didn't ask him about it. What was going on there? But Nick Sirianni gets an A from his players in that regard. The locker room, apparently a D? That's a nice locker room. They around the league, so you know the locker rooms? Probably. That's the way they go. And the treatments to the family, again, a C+. I don't think they scored particularly well in that last year either, which, again, surprises me. It surprises me. I have to guess that has to do with game day experiences. I don't know. But when it comes to A.J. Brown, the most important thing is not going to be his agent meeting with teams around the league. It's going to be when he gets that Sean Mannion playbook and goes, yep, or goes, nope. That's going to be the moment that matters most. Combine continues again today, by the way. Yesterday, as we pointed out for you, they had the defensive linemen, they had the linebackers, they had the kickers. Today, defensive backs and tight ends. Today will be an interesting day, especially for that tight end position. Your Philadelphia 76ers came up with a victory last night over the Miami Heat. Two things really jumped out to me about just the win in particular. Yes, their third win in a row. Yay! But more importantly, also, their first win, they win in their first game home after a road trip of more than 2 games, which has been a bit of a struggle this year for the Sixers. They're a sub 500 team. First off, they're just not that good at home to begin with, but coming back after a road trip, they have been particularly bad. they won the game last night despite another horrible scare with a 24-7 run by the Heat at the start of the third quarter. Some history was made. Sixers won the game 124-117, by the way, but some history was made in this game. Tyrese Maxey, he passed Allen Iverson for the all-time leader in threes for the 76ers. Allen Iverson, 12 seasons here in Philadelphia? Tyrese Maxey, what's he at now? 6? Half the time. This is why this doesn't matter to me. And like, in all honesty, anytime your name's up here and Allen Iverson's name's down here, that's good. Hey, good for you. That's great. You know, unless it's like practices missed. But anyway, love AI, just a joke. But this is the way the game's played now. The game is totally changed from the game most of us grew up with. The bombing the threes and all that stuff is a totally different mindset. The best is, if you haven't seen it yet, Eric Snow sitting there with Tyrese Maxey earlier in the year. The Sixers have it on their YouTube channel, and they're talking about 3-point shots and how Eric Snow is just like, if I would have shot that shot, Larry Brown would have taken me out so fast, I would have known what hit me. You know, that like, so not frowned upon, enraged upon. You take a three you shouldn't take. And now it's just like, hey, shoot it. Just keep shooting. You must keep going. So the game's totally changed. I don't need to tell many people that, but it's changed dramatically, which is why I don't look at this as, oh, wow, this is incredible. But he passed AI, so congratulations to him. More importantly, the Sixers win the game. Oddly, Tyrese Maxey comes out, breaks the record in the first quarter, scores 20 points in the first quarter, by the way, scores 8 the rest of the way. Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey in that third quarter, when everything was going to hell in a handbag, they combined for 6 points in that third quarter. And it looked like, oh boy, here we go. Sixers could lose this one. I think it was Tyler Hero, or maybe it was Jaquez, that actually knocked down a three to put the Heat up a point. And then Kelly Oubre knocked down a three, started the run back in the Sixers' favor. A modest but substantial 7-0 run by the Sixers helped right the ship. So that was good to see. But it was a bit of a crazy third quarter, as per usual, as has the season been for the Sixers when it comes about third quarter play. But vibes were great going into halftime. Second quarter, if you caught me last night in the postgame, I said this happened in the first quarter. It was in the second quarter it actually happened. It was the alley-oop from Tyrese Maxey to VJ Edgecombe that was awesome. And I even put it out there on social media saying it's just fun to watch these guys have fun. If you didn't see this play, second quarter, Sixers are rolling. They're up 57-45. I think they have a couple more good plays. VJ Edgecombe just hit a buzzer, a shot clock beating three-pointer. They go up 57-45. Either the next play or a couple of plays later, Tyrese Maxey brings it up the floor. Tyrese Maxey bringing it up the floor. VJ Edgecombe is running up the wing, going right to the basket. And the far shot of it from the opposing basket was the best shot of it. Maxey lofts it up there for VJ. VJ catches it, slams it down to finish off the alley-oop. But as Maxey is letting it go, he can already see the play developing, and he does another, like, giddy leap, excited leap as VJ's leaping, and he throws it down. Heat call timeout. Maxey runs up to VJ Edgecombe under the basket. They do a little stare down, little smirk, little smile, little jig, little dance, and then they run off the court laughing and having themselves a damn good time. Yeah, they earned it. It is just fun to watch those guys have fun. And then the third quarter happened, and the world was on fire for a minute there. Then Kelly Oubre knocked down a three, one of 2 threes that he hit last night's game to help reclaim the lead for the Sixers when things were looking a little shaky. And then in the fourth quarter, Sixers just handled their business. They did exactly what they needed to do in that fourth quarter to make sure they got the win. The play I'm talking about, Tyler Hero knocked down a three. He put the Heat up 117-116. About 2 minutes left. That'd be the last time the Heat had the lead. Maxey comes down, knocks down a couple free throws, gives them a 118-117 lead. And then Oubre knocked out. It wasn't a three to give him a lead. It was a three to put him up 4. And then Joel Embiid, who earlier in the game took a knee to the ribs, knocks down the game-sealing three with about 30 seconds left in the game. And if you didn't see it, he knocks down the wing three, puts the Sixers up 124-117, and he raises his hand to the crowd to just like acknowledge, hey, yeah, we did it. And as he's doing it, he goes, ah! In slow-mo. Didn't look as good. Not much of an update from Nick Nurse after the game, but Joel Embiid wincing with pain. He had to go back to the locker room after he was hitting the rib by a knee, and then he came back and at one point, with about right around that time, Tyler Hero, I think, hit that three and put the Heat up a point. I think it was all Danabi even said, I think if we're betting people, we're betting that he is not coming back into the game. And I'm thinking, oh boy, that's worse than we think. We went from the knee issue to the knee management, obviously. Now we looked at the shin issue. Now we got a rib issue. It's always something. And the next thing you know, it's, Joel Embiid's checking back into the game. Joel Embiid's knocking down a game-sealing three. Joel Embiid did not address the media after the game. Again. Don't like that. But you just hope he's up, running around by the time Sixers visit the Boston Celtics in Boston Sunday night, 8 o'clock. That is what I'm looking forward to next. Huge game, obviously, for the Sixers. Huge game there for the Celtics as well. But Sixers still very much playing catch-up, still as the 6th seed, just one game above the Orlando Magic in the to stay out of the play-in tournament as of right now. So that's the way that cookie is crumbling for your 10-9-8 76ers. Tyrese Maxey finished, by the way, with 28 points, 11 rebounds. Joel Embiid, 26 points. Excuse me, Maxey, 28 points, 11 assists. Joel Embiid, 26 points, 11 rebounds. Kelly Oubre dropped in 21, and that was a very typical Kelly Oubre type game. I really like Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre, one of the things I really like about him is that often he'll get his points when Maxey's going cold a little bit, or Joel is hitting a dry spell, or maybe Quentin Grimes isn't having a good night. All of a sudden, Kelly Oubre comes up, knocks down a couple of big threes. That's exactly what he did last night, and he got his 21 points during a really. I mean, he did spread it out pretty well throughout the game. Did really well in the third quarter. 6 points, I think it was, in the third quarter. An assist as well, and that was slim pickings for a lot of people. VJ Edgecombe just came up a point short of another 20-point performance for himself. 19 points in last night's game. 7 rebounds, I believe, is what he finished with. A lot of great things. Just a lot of guys stepping up at the right time. Adem Bona came up with a couple of blocks, came up with a great finish at the end of the second quarter. Maxey had that great run out. Clearly got fouled at the end of the first quarter, or end of the first half. Adem Bona had the follow-up jam on it, but Maxey could not believe that he didn't get the foul call. Jumps up, he goes into the stands under the basket, comes back out screaming and yelling, ran down the ref. I was like, he's going to get teed. Boom, they tee him up. Hero makes the technical free throw coming out of halftime, and the rest is history, unfortunately. But the refs were pretty terrible in last night's game. Both sides, I'll say. But of course, it's worse for the Sixers, obviously, because bias. But that's what we saw last night from Tyrese Maxey. There's one more thing from last night's game that's escaping my brain at the moment. But all in all, Sixers beat the Heat. Sixers even the season series in a game apiece. They'll face them in a little bit more than a month, once again, on March 30th. So that's a nice little tiebreak to have in your back pocket if you can make it happen. So that's the way that shook out last night. Hey, shout out Philadelphia Flyers. They won a game last night in overtime against the New York Rangers. Matvei Mishkov, baby. Power play goal, and then later the game winner in overtime. So the Flyers are able to get that 3-2 overtime victory over the New York Rangers. They are on the winning side of things again. Great to see that for them. Yeah. Hey, let me tell you about the Gametime app. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use promo code Farzy, get $20 off your first purchase on the Gametime app. How about PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs. That's phlsportsnation.com. Let's get into the chat. Oh, how dare I? Tonight, your Philadelphia Wings, baby. They're back in action tonight. Second game this week. So they're keeping it busy, as one would assume. Tonight, 7 o'clock face-off for your Philadelphia Wings. Coming off a rough loss against the Saskatchewan Rush, which is only the best team in the NLL. They're like 10-1 on the season. But your Wings face off tonight at 7 o'clock. Yours truly will be there on the mic. So I look forward to doing that. It's such a fun gig, man. It really is a good time. They got the Georgia Swarm tonight. It'd be nice to give the hometown faithful a win tonight. Let's get into the chat check. See how you wonderful people are doing. Sean Gillespie, good morning. Rye, what's popping? Congratulations to Maxey. Absolutely. Pin, thank God it's Friday. Thank God it is Friday. Even though I got a Wings game tonight, I got another podcast I got to do later today. Saturday, I might have to do another podcast. But yeah, I'm happy for everybody else that's Friday. Sean Kilrain, hello. Eagles will likely have to trade up if they want to select Avion Terrell. Played with Drew Makuba, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and Will Shipley at Clemson. I know people are really into the corner spot. I see the Eagles doing exactly what they did this past year, which is kind of piecemeal that spot together. I'd like to see them draft a corner, but I just don't see them doing it. Not early. April. Hello, April. If he thinks he will get the attention, he will stay. Yeah, but here's what I'll say to that, April, because I did a hit with Dan Cilio yesterday, and he asked me a question about A.J. Brown. It's funny because it's not like A.J. Brown hasn't gotten his 1,000-yard seasons every year. Touchdown. I mean, his yards have gone down, but he missed 3 or 4 games 2 years ago and still made it well over the 1,000-yard mark, even before week 17, or excuse me, week 18. So, like, he gets his, but does he have to get, if Devontae Smith gets 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards, does that mean A.J. Brown has to get 1,600 yards? If Devontae Smith gets 7 touchdowns, does that mean A.J. Brown's got to get 14? Is that the balance of it? Or does he just want to make sure that they're winning? I don't know. Team travel F. That's kind of hilarious, right? Sean Gillespie. Oh, your finest work, sir. Your finest work. Your finest work. I said that Kevin Patullo was given a C+ for his work with the Eagles. Sean Gillespie wittily responds with, that's the only test Patullo passed. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Team travel is an F because they have Cowboy Jim as their flight attendant. Wonder why travel is so bad. Are we out of pretzels? I need some pretzels. Still can't believe Miami hired Patullo for anything. They are geniuses. Boy, oh boy. Wow, yeah. Miami trying to be less of Mike McDaniels. The Eagles trying to be more like Mike McDaniels. Miami now trying to be more like Philly? Interesting. It's a copycat league, I hear. Wait, here we go. Hold on. Everywhere you look, they say AJ is done here. Is there any salvaging this in your opinion? Yes. Hardcore for all. Yes, there's absolutely salvaging this, and that is, all right, AJ, here's your playbook. And he goes, oh, all right. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, more of me. I like that. Oh, here's me in the end zone. I like that. You know what? All right, I'll probably give one to Smitty. I like that. It's fine. Oh, Saquon gets back on track. I like that. Oh, this is good here. I did 15 touchdowns. All right. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, open in space. Oh, yards after the catch. Oh, my goodness gracious. The quarterback under center with play action. I like that. Or it's, AJ, here's your playbook. Okay, let's open this up. Jalen can't do this. I'm out. And scene. Thank you very much. Acting. All right. Sean Kilren, hello. For Hurts haters, heartwarming. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts donated $30,000 to help a family buy a house. Hurts heard about a family whose 7-year-old boy was battling cancer. Aw. And they lived in a trailer. Well, that's typical Jalen Hurts. How do you not love this guy? The fact Maxey has more threes than Iverson already is insane, but the game is different. There you go. Very more threes, absolutely. CM Punk, what's popping? What's going on? I remember seeing a comment a week ago saying a guy met VJ Edgecombe in person and asked for a picture and apparently told the guy to basically F off. I haven't seen that. I don't. When I hear stories from people about, like, yes, take a moment, sign an autograph, take a picture, whatever it might be. But I never know the situation. Because I've seen people be flat out a-holes. All right. I've seen people just not be cool at all. And I've also heard people rip athletes that I have gotten to know on some level personally and seen them interact with fans in the most gracious way. And then somebody would call up to WIP when I was over there and they would be like, oh, so-and-so, Claude Giroux was one of the guys. Claude Giroux, we wanted an autograph and he wouldn't sign it. And I don't know any of the context. I don't know what he was doing, but I have seen Giroux in action with fans, and he is, I'm not kidding, the most gracious person you could possibly be. And I just, one of those things that, like, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I don't know the context. I don't like jumping on. So I'm not going to jump on VJ Edgecombe. Yes, in a perfect world, sign the autograph. Have a great day, all that stuff. If you're an athlete, though, if you're anyone of note, if you're a celebrity, right? I heard some celebrities won't do the selfie anymore because they don't know who they're taking the picture with. And I thought about that, and I'm like, yeah, that's a weird dice roll when you think about it. Because now anyone can just say, hey, look, you took this picture with this person, and this person is, insert bad thing here. This person was just arrested for this, and then here's a picture with you with, whoever. So it's like, would you rather go back to the autograph world where they just have your autograph? That seems not as intimate, obviously. Rye, NFLPA report cards, grades receiving 6th worst treatment of family, 7th worst locker room, 4th worst strength coach, 2nd worst team travel, and 6th best food. Highest rated. That's great. Deceiving, not receiving. That's funny. 51 degrees tomorrow. Break the tank tops. I might open up the pool, Sean Kilbrain. Let's party. Everyone is stupid thinking AJ won't be here in 2026. All right. T-Bro, don't encourage me, man. Don't encourage my buffoonery. But thank you. Farzy with the A for acting as AJ Brown. Thank you very much. I thought it was a dead-on AJ Brown impression. I should have thrown in a wink. Maybe he was at the urinal, though. Wait, what? Boy, oh boy. Saquon did a similar thing in his rookie season, I believe, in regards to buying a house for a needy family. That's beautiful. I love that. Like, you think about it for like Shaq is a guy that jumps to mind here. Because I've heard stories about like Shaq just paying somebody's like rent or whatever. Just little things like that, just to somebody like Shaq, obviously, or even the average person, a struggling family, all of a sudden you don't have to worry about that month's rent. Oh my God, what a godsend that is to some people. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. People acting like entitled a-holes. This is my shocked face. I know, right? Ridiculous. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. My name is Mark Farzy. This is the Farzy Show presented by MyBookie, mybookie.ag. I'll be back with you guys Sunday night. I know that for sure. Sunday night, Locked On Sports is starting up their postcasts again. So I will be on with you guys, not only for the full Phillies season doing postcasts, but I'll also be with you guys for the rest of the Sixers season, including playoffs, in post-game form. The game ends. go on to Locked On 76ers YouTube channel. You got yours truly breaking down the game. They're quick hits. They're 15, 20-minute shows at the most. And I do a little fan engagement as well. So make sure you guys check those out starting Sunday night after the Sixers take on the Boston Celtics. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Again, my name. Oh, wait. Buys. Right. Can't wait for Farzy to get cornered in a stall for a pick. Every once in a blue moon, someone will ask for a picture or something like that. And I do comply because I don't feel like I'm a celebrity. I just feel like I'm someone that maybe somebody listens to or sees on TV or whatever it might be. So yeah, that doesn't really bother me as much. I mean, if I'm with my family and I got like my kids, I got to keep my eye on them, then it's different. But I'm trying to think of the weirdest experience. I was walking in my old neighborhood in Philly, and a car was driving by, just as a car does in a city. And I was in my old neighborhood, and I hear the tires screech like, "Arr!" And I, turn my head real quick. A woman is driving, guy's in the passenger seat, and a guy goes, "Yo, Farzy!" The guy gets out of the car. It was like, "My man, what's going on?" And like throws a hug on me. I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Dude, selfie real quick." I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "You're the man. And then just gets back in the car and drives away. And I literally just got drive-by selfied. That literally just happened. Now, that's not a rude experience. That's just a wild experience. The thing I do hate, though, and I've talked to other people about this, that like the number one thing that piss off somebody in the media, I shouldn't say piss off, but like just be like, okay. And that is when you're out and about and somebody says to you, yeah, and they recognize you, whoever. And this isn't just to me. This is to anyone that talks sports into a microphone in Philly. They might get, pulled aside or got the attention of. And someone will say, "So what do you think about the Eagles?" And then you go, well, I'll what I really like is, and they go, "Because here's what I think." And then you just have to sit at them, you like stare at them as they tell you their opinion. And then if you agree, you just go, "Hey, that could happen." Then you move on with your life. Or if you disagree, you just go, "Yeah, that could happen." The most annoying thing in the world to me, annoying is a good word for it. You meet somebody and they go, "Hey, what do you think about the Eagles?" And then you start to answer their question, and the fourth word into your answer is just them talking over you. That is just, what's even happening here? I don't know why that boils my blood so much, but that is one of the things that just makes you go, okay, yeah, hey, maybe. Anyway. But I do love people. I am a people person. That's also happened. All right, that's another story. Real quick on that note, I was hosting the Maxwell Awards, the Maxwell Football Awards 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And it was at the Mohegan Sun, upstate PA, and Poconos, I believe. And a woman saw me walking around and I guess knew the Maxwell Awards were there, so I think she might have been looking for football people. And she goes, Coach Sirianni. I didn't have a hat on, okay? I'm bald, he's not. I've asked my daughter in the past, do you people say I look like him? Do you think I look like him? No, because of the hair. Thank you, little toots. Appreciate that. But I go, ma'am, and so back to the Mohegan Sun. Lady says, Coach Sirianni. I said, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm a Philly sports media guy, but I'm not Nick Sirianni. And she goes, you tell Jalen Hurts that I love him, and no matter what happens, he's great. I'm like, ma'am, if I ever get a chance to talk to Jalen Hurts, I will absolutely pass that along. And she goes, oh, come on, coach. And I was like, ma'am. She's like, let me get a picture. I go, miss, I'd be happy to take a picture with you, but just know it's not Nick Sirianni you're taking a picture with. And so then she gets this look on her face like, ugh, and then walks away. Okay. And she was with a gentleman, and I think the gentleman, I saw the light bulb go on in his head, like, oh my God, that's not Nick Sirianni. Mohegan and Wilkes, right? I was in your neck of the woods. Miss Scoozy. Yes, April, that's the perfect way to put it. You know what really grinds my gears? There you go. Absolutely. Thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. All right, I'll be back with you guys Sunday night after the Sixers hopefully beat the Celtics on Locked On 76ers. Make sure you guys like and subscribe over there. I'll see you guys over there. Have a great rest of your day. My name is Mark Farzetta. I will be with you Sunday. See you then. Bye.